And then 18th today, November 2025. I got the astrology up. I shall post it now. It's a Scorpio card, and we know that the sun's in Scorpio, don't we? So, it's about Dark Night of the Soul, if you like. I always think of New York when we get the moon card because it's got twin towers. There it is. So, there's no light at the end of the tunnel, it seems. Darkness. Dreams dashed. Running out of options, running out of choices. We have to narrow down our options. There is some success here though, so maybe somebody is successful but just sees no happiness in it. There's the success and protection, the father figure, the government official, the bosses, the prime ministers, the presidents, the kings, the emperor. Should be a beneficial leader, 4 or 31. But there is a problem because there is no light at the end of the tunnel. We only build ivory towers. There's 2 dogs here, 2 people born in the year of the dog and a Cancer. There we've got Odin, Prometheus, a hanged man, someone who needs to be prepared to turn their world upside down, to see things from a different angle, to learn what is unknown. Pisces energy, the number 12. So all the major arcana are positive. Yeah, no longer trapped in our own mind, no longer a mental prison of our own making. We've got the eagle there of Aries on Scorpio. We've got Paul. We've also got the drama queen, Leo energy, male or female. Doesn't really matter, it is a female in the deck, but if it's a Leo, it could be any gender. It's someone that is demanding, and if they don't get what they want, they will scream and scream and scream until they're sick. They want to win, and it will bring financial ruin. We've got Bonnie Langford, Dennis Waterman, Violet Elizabeth, so the violets, flowers as well, and Sweet William. Someone's been found out for their lies, deceit and theft. So maybe this demanding person has been doing things they shouldn't financially. So we've got Aries, Pisces and Leo. Aries and Pisces being the positive, Leo being the negative. 7 weeks, Someone's been found out for what's been going on in the dark. At what you are being kept from. But there's nothing to fear but fear itself. You need to free yourself from that mental prison. Yeah. It's time to be open to any and all possibilities, because you haven't got many. You can't sit back watching Netflix, stuff in your face, thinking it's all going to go away, because it won't. There's a negative female energy, Taurus, Venus, the mother energy, stagnation. Nothing can grow in barren lands. Arguments with a female, mothers, mother-in-laws, mothers of your children. 3 and 30. Abigail, Natasha, Greg, Elaine, Joshua. And there's Aries, and the minor arcana doesn't do what he says he's going to do. So this leader, this man, this important man, is all mouth and no trousers. He dishonours the dead. He doesn't put his money where his mouth is. He's impotent, unable or unwilling to take action. Then we have another Leo card, the 19, tomorrow. Blocking your path. Somebody keeping you in the dark deliberately. Especially about travel. Unhappiness. A toxic situation that you must free yourself from. Don't sign anything, don't agree to anything under duress. This is no longer selling your soul to the devil. This is rising from the muck of the swamp. It's breaking those shackles and freeing yourself. Somebody's already half out of this situation, mentally, just not physically. It's the crossroads. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. The song is ifs and buts. So, and there we have it again, the violence. So that drama queen may become violent. She wants to win at all costs, doesn't care how she does it. Will cut her nose off to spite her face. But there are no winners in this, and everyone will regret it. Your name's not down, you're not coming in. That door that we spoke about that is open to the few is closed to you. A rejection. There is no path to the fairy world. A lost opportunity. You can't sit on the fence anymore. You've got to make a decision. You can't do this alone. Two years. Libra energy. Get off the fence. Make a decision. We've got 2 twos. Ifs and buts. If ifs and buts with coconuts, was what Mum used to say. And there it is. Because we are in a toxic situation. A vow, a contract, whatever it is that we made under duress. We were promised shiny baubles. Keeping up with the Joneses. 15. It's negative energy. And you're with the wrong team. There it is again from yesterday. Red lights, red flags all over this. The foundations aren't strong enough. So what you see as success isn't really, might be financial success, but the failure is coming. You realise that money isn't everything. Yeah, the foundations aren't strong enough. The home is something wrong within the home. Home is not a home without fire in the hearth, food on the table, and a welcome at the door. There is a celebration called off. Whatever it is, it's not work. It's not going to happen. But there is that gift again from Spirit of the possibility of unconditional love for yourself first and then for others. somebody's stuck in stormy waters and is unable or unwilling to move on without dragging up the past. Yeah, this is too much of a heavy burden for anyone. It has to end. You have to stop overthinking this. Stand up and be counted. Let those fetters fall away. All the swords that are in your mind, all the thoughts that are in your mind, what the family would say, what this would say, what those would say, that mental prison is no longer yours, but it is going to cost you 10 years. You may have been pondering on this for 10 years. Inheritances stolen, an end to security financially and emotionally. So, not a very happy situation then. Stagnation. There we have a 10 again. 10th house of Capricorn, which is what the devil is. We have Sagittarius and we have Pluto. So, 10th house is about people's ambition, their career, the knees, the bones, the teeth, the workplace, the home, the government buildings, law courts, colours red and white, outer environment, public life, your social status, your ambition, your parents, your career, your trade, profession, recognition from authority figures. There he is, the authority figure. 10th house is one of parental house. In the past, it was associated with the father, and there he is, as he interacted with the world. Now, however, the role of the mother is socially conditioning a child is recognised. So the 10th house is also assigned to the mother, but this mother has not been a very good one or is a bad influence. There's arguments with the mother. It signifies which of the parents has most influence on the career choices and who propels the drive to the top. Career choices may be a question of seeking approval and acceptance from a parent, and if that is so, the signs and planets in the 10th house will point this out. The house also describes experiences with authority figures in general and the expectations built upon or around them. Pluto, which can be unknown, is in Sagittarius. So, with Pluto in Sagittarius, humanity's idealism is intensified. However, unworkable ideologies and old ways of being need to be confronted and transformed. You're going to have to turn your world upside down and confront this issue. Kunas, knowledge, ken, family, a revelation. Knowledge is gained. Something that's been hidden will be found out. To ken, do you ken the Scottish word? Do you understand? Number 6. Sagittarius the owl, and Casey, no, that can be barristers in the court in England. So A flame, a torch, a branch, light that keeps the darkness at bay. So something is illuminating what is in the dark. Protects charges from harm. It can also symbolize learning, especially the knowledge handed on from generation to generation, which is why the word Kwaras or Ken is related to the word kin or kindred. The symbolism of the flame can additionally be applied to passion, without which further generations would not exist. And there is no passion there. On the other hand, it can also resemble the word for wasting or ulcer, possibly because when maintaining a flame, the kindling that provides its fuel is eventually consumed. So burnout. It's associated with a trustworthy gatekeeper of the gods, Heimdall. And here is the gatekeeper. Your name's not down, you're not coming in. Son of Odin, there's Odin, and it was his job to prevent mortals and giants from crossing the Rainbow Bridge, Bifrost, as it was prophesied that they would do, thereby bringing about Ragnarok, or the twilight of the gods. He was ever watchful and was thus identified with a vigilant owl. Heimdall was known as the shining god and was personified as a torch or beacon. He stood between Asgard and the world of humankind, and is accredited with the passing on of knowledge of the runes to mortals. Bonfires and beacons lit on mountaintops on November the 5th in order to pass on news of great importance, were likewise associated with Heimdall and his rune. So, the most obvious meaning of this rune is gaining and passing on of knowledge. However, we should not forget its connection with passion, which can be felt in both the physical and mental sense. One may be passionate about a subject or a person, and when this rune appears in a reading, the two concepts are often strangely mixed together. Just as the ancient Anglo-Saxon verb kennen meant both to conceive and to bring forth them from the mind. In more mundane terms, Kwanas can mean the start of a consuming love affair and the spark of a meaningful relationship that may teach both parties a thing or two about life. This is one of the most positive runes, leading you on a path of new discovery, so you may discover that someone is having an affair. It is also an indicator of safety, because in some mystical sense you are being watched over as thoroughly as if Heimdall or the vigilant owl were guarding you from danger. A sudden powerful insight is likely when Kwanas is in your read, and you may feel touched by the clarity of vision that you have never known before, so you finally see clearly. The Green Fairy, the number 23. Mischief is afoot. Your friend's going to get you out of this funk. 23. The Green Fairy. Something to do with absinthe and a little mischief. Now, this little fairy is not condoning drinking absinthe, but she does recommend jumping out of your comfort zone and being a little mischievous. Have you become a bit stuck? Yes, and too serious. When was the last time you let your hair down and had a proper belly laugh, a giggle or a play like a child did? It's been a while. Yep, that's what she thought. The Green Fairy is coming to pull your hair, tickle your ears, trip you over, all in an effort to break you out of your confined rut, stagnation, and maybe have a laugh at yourself. You may have valid reasons for your situation and need to be serious, but you need to be reminded you are here to have fun and enjoy life also. While you are getting everything done that needs to get done, you are missing out on the fun stuff. Do you even know that you're stressed? Who are you now compared to who you were when you were young and carefree? Are there aspects of yourself that you would like to reintegrate? What can you do to lessen your load? There's the heavy load. Or how can you take some time out to do the things you used to enjoy that made you laugh and relax? Maybe it's time to call on the green fairy. So that one naughty friend. Yeah. You align your life. There is a massive fracture, a shock, possibly. Number 34. What is not aligned or needs to change? What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? The team, the foundations, it's not your people. We are cyclic beings in a constant state of change, of evolution, of growth. Change is one of the only certainties in life. When you resist your cyclic nature, you resist life and feel stuck. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be, but there comes a time when it is harder to hold on to the facade than it is to embrace who we truly are, to surrender to how we have changed and align life to that way of being. If you pulled this card, you are being called to let go of who you once were and the things you once defined yourself by, the job, the relationship, the mask that you wore, and to embrace who you truly are now, to courageously step into the person that you came here to be in full authenticity, to embrace your weirdness and your uniqueness. Perhaps you've outgrown some relationships or circumstances, and it is time to reassess and bring all the parts of your life into alignment so that they are congruent with who you truly are today. What in your life does not belong and needs to change? Mirror cracked. Agatha Christie. Something is being obscured, and it will be brought to light. The Weasel and the Pine, number 9. The Weasel can be warriors or spies. This is a spy because it's in reverse, moving quickly and often alone. They make observations from afar and adjust their plans accordingly. Remember that solitary creatures are nothing to fear, and an introverted nature is nothing to feel ashamed of. Knowing oneself and being comfortable alone are desirable skills. Like the weasel, the pine tree works to be self-sufficient. One of the fastest growing evergreens, its prickly needles have a waxy coating that helps them retain water. You may be overcome by loneliness. Think of the weasel's joy in solitude. Practice caring for yourself when alone. Meditate on the waxen needles of the pine tree. Ask yourself what protection you may need. There's your protection with to remain green and healthy, the green fairy, all year round. When do I like to be alone, and how can I better understand and respect myself? Love yourself first. Avoid these toxic people and situations, and close the door to them if you have to. Thanks for listening. I'll look up that song, see what it's about. Ifs and buts were nuts or something like that, it says. Thanks for listening.